Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Keeping Goals. If you're new here, my name is Conor O'Keefe and Keeping Goals is a vlog following my attempt at becoming a professional goalkeeper at the highest level of international football. And in today's episode of the vlog, we're at the pitch. And we're at the pitch because we're bringing you a tutorial, and a tutorial that quite a lot of you guys have asked for. I'm here with Brad and I'm here with Reese, and we're going to be bringing you a tutorial telling you my pre-match warm-up, what I do, what I focus on, the exercises that I use to get physically prepared before a game. Hopefully it'll bring you a little bit of value, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So I'm gonna get my boots on, warm up, and then we'll get cracking. Hope you enjoy the vlog, hope it brings you some value. Let's get going. So the thing with pre-match warm-ups is it's very individualised. Obviously, different keepers will prefer to work on different things before a game. They'll prefer to work for different periods of time. Some people like to get out an hour before kick-off to start their warm-up. Other people only half an hour before, just do something a little bit light. I'm going to talk through what I do, what my pre-match warm-up is, and hopefully that'll give you some ideas that you can take and add to yours. You can copy my whole thing, or you can just take little bits that are going to work best for you. To begin with, what I like to do is just start with dynamic and static stretches. So before we get into all this, I've been doing my stretching routine that you guys know from the video that was on this channel. If you want to find out about that stretching routine, just click on that video and give that a watch. I'll also start doing some dynamic stretches, jogging, all the kind of classic stuff that you need to physically warm up your body. You guys will know what to do best with that, and we're going to go straight in with the technical stuff right now. So how I normally start up my pre-match warm-up, I normally prefer to start with the feet. As a goalkeeper in the modern game, the majority of the work and the touches that you do throughout a game are with your feet rather than your hands. So that's what I choose to work on first of all in my warm-up. So what I'll do is I'll have the other keeper, the keeper coach, an outfield player even, and we'll start by just doing some short two-touch, one-touch passing. Very, very simple, something to just get started with. So once you've had the 1-2 touch passing going and you feel your feet are starting to warm up, next I start to take the passing into more of a game realistic type scenario. So what I'll do is I'll have my other keeper, my goalkeeper coach, outfield player, whoever's doing the warm up with me, I'll have them start off in the position where a centre back would be from a goal kick, just to the side of the box. What I'll do then is I'll start by passing it to them, they'll return it back, and each time they return back the ball, they'll move to a different position on the outskirts of this half of the pitch. Therefore, I'm working on short passes along the floor, developing it into clipped passes to the wing, even to a bit more of a struck pass out to the furthest corner of this half. The majority of the passing, as I said, is probably going to be in your half during a game, so this is a good way to work on both feet and to start getting used to the different range of passing that you'll use throughout the match. So as you can tell, obviously, heart started to go. A lot of movement around the area. It's a good way to focus on getting your first touch in order too. With the deliveries back from the server, you might have to use your chest, your knee, your foot to control the ball. And it's a great exercise to get in that game speed, getting the touchdown ready, eyes up, play. You don't want to be faffing about, taking your time, but working on the different types of distribution and working on your first touch as well. So once you've done your passing, long range, mid range, short range, I like to move into my hands. Half volleys, volleys, clips off the floor. My handling set in my warm-up routine is I go with 10 volleys, 10 half volleys, 10 clips up off the floor, and then finally 10 harder volleys. I feel like that set covers each type of shot that you're going to receive and gets your hands ready for the game and in the frame of mind where you're ready to catch everything. So what I'm going to be moving on to now is just that hand set, and you'll see how it goes. What you'll also notice in that warm-up, I try and alternate the throwback with both hands, so I'm not overly relying on my right hand. Some form of symmetrical distribution, but making sure that you're parallel on both sides in terms of your ability with the ball. It's the end of your handling set. I like to up the tempo, up the pace of the volley, just so it gets into match realistic kind of speed of the ball, and you get the positive endorphins of catching it, feeling on top of your game. That's why I like to throw that in at the end. If you guys want your own pair of Callier gloves, follow the link to the website below this video. Use the discount code OKEEF for 10% off. One of the best makes of gloves I've ever worn. Very, very highly recommend it, so go and give them a look. So the next stage of the warm-up, starting to work on dives. Whoever's doing your warm-up, you want them to give you different types of service to get used to the ground and to get used to your diving form. What we're going to do now is different variations of low saves and medium height saves. Brad's going to put 2 low saves in a corner, 2 bouncer saves in a corner, and 2 clipped medium height saves into the corner. My aim is to get used to my dive and to get focused on attacking the ball with a positive angle, so that if I do have to parry, it goes away from the goal. Hold on, mate. So the aim with that is to get used to different types of shots. Along the floor is different to a bounce, is different to a clip, and you've got to change your dive as a result. You also have to focus on making sure that the positive angle of your dive takes the ball away if you have to parry. So that's why I like to throw that drill into my pre-match warm-up. Next exercise, again focusing on bounces. So from the edge of the box, the server's going to put in some bounce services where the ball bounces just in front of you. This exercise is very good because it helps you to determine how the pitch is in terms of how the ball's going to bounce, whether it's a really hard pitch and it's going to skip up, or a really soft, wet pitch where there's going to be no bounce at all. You've got to be able to work out what the ground is and how the ball's going to react when it bounces on the ground. For this exercise, you can do the rest of it away from the goal if you want to, but for this exercise, I'd recommend actually getting in the goal mouth that you're going to be playing in. Therefore, you're going to have a good understanding of how the ball's going to bounce in front of you during a match. So coming towards the end of the warm-up, you want to be starting to get to match pace, both from in terms of the service speed and also in terms of your movement around the goal. So what we're going to do now is angled strikes, where the server is starting to put a bit more pace on the ball and actually start to try and score. So Brad is very happy because he's going to actually get a chance to try and start sticking it top bins instead of just making me look good. Go. 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 My aim is to get my angle right, my positioning right, and to make the save. Try and hold the shots if you can, but a lot of that is going to be hard strikes in your bubble, and you've got to try and keep it out. A lot of the saves you're going to make in the game won't be clean, won't be perfect technically, and that element of the warm-up is to get you ready for that. Trying to keep out the ball in whatever way you possibly can. Go! The next stage of the warm-up, we're moving on to crosses, just coming in, taking the ball nice and high, getting used to the movement and the takeoff and judging the flight of the ball. With the crosses, if you're lucky to have more than one server, it might be a good idea to have someone just coming in and being a nuisance, coming and competing, not to try and knock you over or to win the ball, but to just to get in the way so that you can get used to having defenders and attackers around you once you're coming for the ball. If you don't have the luxury of having an extra person, just get someone to put in that cross and get used to taking off and trying to take it at the highest point. Conor! 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 Don't be afraid, won't let you fall down. Conor! Oh. Bend on that. Conor! Get out. So the last exercise of the warm-up, just before you get ready for kickoff, go back into the changing rooms and get ready to play, I like to work on my goal kicks and my distribution out my hands. Unlike the passing that we did at the beginning, the goal kicks are going to be a little bit further. You're going to be aiming for a target man, aiming for people a little bit further up the pitch, and you want to get your body and especially your legs used to trying to hit that distance. So I would do 4 or 5 goal kicks from the 6-yard line, trying to hit where I'd be hitting in the game. Then I'd move towards the edge of the box and do a few half volleys, side volleys, just to get used to that longer distribution. Once I'm done with that and I'm happy with how that's feeling, I'll then head in, get ready, and get ready to play the game. So we're going to do a couple of goal kicks, side volleys, right now just to finish off that set. So that's it for the pre-match goalkeeper warm-up. Hope you enjoyed the vlog, hope it brought you some value, hope there's some ideas in there that you guys can take and use in your own warm-ups before games. Thank you to Reese behind the camera, thank you to Brad for the unbelievable service. I hope that you've got someone nearly as good with serving as Brad is, but no, I really appreciate it, lads, so thank you for coming to help. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Keeping Goals, really appreciate your time, hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Please like the video, let me know what you think in the comments down below. We'll see you next Sunday for the next episode of Keeping Goals, but thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Too good. No, very good. That's right. No, spot on. Whoopa! Casper Schmeichel catch. Right on the leg.